All right, I have, let's see, I have Mr. Grossman and Trooper Benoit somewhere in here.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Grossman. I got the trooper coming in now.
I can handle a couple of the easy stuff while we're waiting on him. The
Are,
license,
are you doing someone other than just your own?
I'm just doing, no, I meant there's a number of tickets that I have valid proof on.
Okay, all right.
You know, there was a speeding, there was a driving unsuspended, there was unsafe equipment, and I gave, the license is valid and the brake light receipts already e-filed.
Okay, let me just look and see what we got in the court file. And I hadn't see that there the other day when I checked. Let's see. This is in reference to Williams.
Correct.
Yeah. Try unsafe condition. Let's see what we got.
Should be unsafe equipment.
Yeah.
And it was a brake light.
Okay, yeah, there's the exhibit there. Okay.
And then the license, I didn't submit anything, but that's on the license, I mean, the driving record.
All right. And then pretty much just leaves us then with the speeding citation. What do we want to do with that?
There's also a DL not carried citation.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about that since you have a license has been, or the suspended DL.
Yeah. As far as the speeding is concerned, Trooper, if you don't mind, this was on January 4th, 21. You have all your docs?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll change plea on that, Judge.
All right, I can do, I'll do a withhold 175 and court costs.
And then dismiss all the others?
There'll be, well, basically it'll be a judicial warning on all three.
Is that equivalent to a dismissal?
Pretty much. No court
Okay.
costs, no fines, no nothing.
I'm okay with that. I wasn't sure how that equated to
Yeah,
what the actual result will be.
yeah. It's not going to make any difference in that regard.
Great. Thank you very much. Everyone be well.
All righty. All right.
Thank you.
Trooper Benoit, take care.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 is Hotchman. Is Trooper Ellisant. Let's see. Well, let me bring in Corporal Kennedy real quick, see if we can get this.
I have Corey emailing me from the sheriff's office as well. I'm letting her know what happened.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't on, I'm on the, whatever you call that thing now,
Oh, okay.
YouTube, but they generally kind of follow along, so hopefully. Corporal Kennedy, you back on? Oh, well, I don't see him, so I'm just going to put him back in the waiting room.
Yeah, and I let Corey know what happened with his case.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. 3, 4, 5. Shoshani, Trooper Riley was here because I talked to him. There's Shoshani. Riley. This is in reference to Fry, F-R-Y-E. There's 2 cases.
Okay.
Yes, Judge. Christopher Shazani for the record.
Yes, sir.
I'm here on Adam Fry. He's got two TR cases. Judge, this case is tied to a CT case, the DUI. I would respectfully request that they all be held together. The CT case for the DUI is going to be resolved. We've come to a resolution. I'm asking that those TR cases stay with the CT case so that we can resolve them all together.
My understanding, that's Judge Crown. Have you gotten him to consolidate the cases?
It's my understanding that when we filed our paperwork, everything was together, is my understanding. I wasn't aware that it was all separated.
Now they separate out the CT cases from the TR cases. So I'll continue it. If you get with Judge Crown in the meantime, and they can get it consolidated, okay? You're gonna have to file a motion with his office. I'm not gonna do that without his permission.
Okay, so I'll file that motion. I'll make sure I'll file that motion and we'll get going on that. My apologies.
Probably send that directly with an order to his office. We generally are pretty lenient as far as getting that done.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
All right, take care. Bye now.
For a date, Tommy.
I'll set it on May 4th. Once they do the consolidation, it'll fall off.
Okay. All right, May 4th. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
I believe that's it for you. Is that right, Trooper? Only one you had?
Yes, Your Honor. Was the TR case already resolved, or is
No, but they're going to put it in there with the DUI case and try to get them all resolved at once, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Maybe excuse too, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. You're excused.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right. Take care. Hodgman. Okay, not there. 6 is merit. There. Hidner, Trooper Torres. Rodriguez, Tyler, Bison. All right, I'm looking at Mr. Tyler. This is on the Alaya.
Okay.
There's Ison. Oh, looks like some of the ones I tried to get in didn't. Good afternoon, Miss Ison.
How are you?
All right, hold on just a second. I thought
Yep.
I had the attorney and the other officer coming in. Let's try it again. Mr. Tyler, okay. Trooper Rodriguez.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
I did request an interpreter. We do have this is case number 20 TR 31769. Derek Tyler for Beatrice Ayala was before the court.
Okay. Is she with you, or am I supposed to bring her in? I don't see.
You're supposed to bring her in. She should be in the Zoom here.
Do we know what name they're under? Because I don't.
Beatrice Ayala. Beatrice.
Yeah.
Ayala. Just.
When you say you requested an interpreter, who did you request an interpreter from?
Or from the Collier website.
Yeah,
Are you
well,
on Zoom?
they're not going to do it with a on a traffic.
Okay, I understand.
I have a PVAS, so you think that might be it, and under a different name?
Are you under Beatrice Ayala? Oh, okay. Try to get back on. They kicked her off.
Yeah. I don't know who they are. I certainly didn't.
I don't know. I don't know. But she is under her legal name.
All right, I'll wait for her. She should show up top.
Thank you.
But they do not, and they do not provide an interpreter if that's what, not in a.
I understand. That's what they sent back, a memo, a reply memo. I don't see the other witness here anyway. It was Kaylin Armero. Kaylin Armero. I do see Chelsea Eisen.
Yeah, she's present.
Yeah.
Miss Ayala just showed up.
There we go. See her connecting now.
And let me just see
Hi, there you are.
let me just see who this individual is, just in case.
I'm Beatrice Ayala.
Yeah, thank you. Hang on just a second then.
Sure.
Individual who's signed in under PVAS, VAS. Can you hear me? You need to turn your microphone on. PVAS, can you hear me? Oh, I'm going to put it in the waiting room. Don't know who that is. We'll find out eventually. All right, Mr. Tyler, Trooper Rodriguez, I don't see a Caitlin Armero here. I don't know if you're able to go forward or not with that.
Sure. The other subject, the other person involved in the crash is here. So yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right, then we'll go ahead. Then if those of you that are going to testify, if you'll raise your hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, or nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
All right. Okay, I guess, Ms. Eisen, I'll let you go first, ma'am. I don't have the particulars. Let me just get back there where we were.
I did, Your Honor, send to the clerk's office a disc with 3 short videos and photographs of the crash site on February 15th with a cover letter. I saw the cover letter in the docket, and it was addressed to, it was to attention to Judge Adams because he had the case at that time.
Right, yeah, they forwarded it to me. I have it.
I see.
All
I'm
right.
very happy about that.
Okay. All right, Ms. Eisen, this is in reference to a crash that occurred back in December 24th of 2020. Can you tell me how you were involved in that particular crash, ma'am?
Yes, I rear-ended Beatrice. I was traveling west on Immokalee Road. There was a vehicle in front of me, swerved out of the way to avoid hitting her, and I rear-ended her. She was parked in the middle of the road.
All right, what do you mean on the middle of the road then?
There's 3 lanes going westbound, and she was parked in the right-hand lane. When we had court last month, she said that she was in the bike lane, and she was not parked in the bike lane. She was in the right-hand lane when I rear-ended her.
Hey, you guys already had hearing on this?
You were our judge last time.
All right, why do I not remember that then?
I'm not sure.
And I took testimony from you?
Yeah, it was for to dismiss my ticket.
Oh, I see. You were cited for the, okay, I do.
Careless driving, correct.
Yeah, all right, I do remember that. Okay. All right. Now, I was gonna say, I thought it was Miss Ayala that was the defendant at the time. It was because you were charged with careless driving.
Yes, sir.
All right. I do recall that case. Okay. All right, go ahead then. Well, then, well, we'll put it on the record anyway. We'll go from there. Go ahead.
So, and then that's pretty much it.
All right. Tyler, questions?
I have no questions of this witness, Your Honor. I would refer the court to the videos and photographs of the crash site regarding the positions of the vehicles.
Okay. Trooper Rodriguez, anything that you want to, your testimony? I think I remember somewhat, but go ahead, sir.
So when I arrived, I interviewed both drivers. I interviewed Ayala, and there were vehicles at the scene. There was also crash debris at the scene. And I had concluded that the violation that Ayala had committed was 316-194-1, which addresses stopping or parking outside of municipalities.
Okay. And as far as were the vehicles moved by the time you had arrived?
I don't think they were. I don't think they were. And Ayala's vehicle was still, was part on the road and part on, there's a bike lane there. It was kind of cocked to the northwest. I mean, Judge, literally, there's 3 lanes on that road, on westbound Immokalee Road. If you're familiar with that area, it's an area that's just east of Collier Boulevard, and it's a 6-lane divided highway, and you have 3 lanes going westbound, and then on that adjacent to the right lane, you have a bicycle lane, which is approximately 3 feet wide, and that's it. And then there's a curb, and then there's a guardrail. There's no shoulder. There's nothing like that.
Right.
So yeah. even at its most optimistic way of parking Ayala to park, she would have had to have been basically on the guardrail to be off of the roadway. Essentially, I put her down as being in that right lane. That's what the crash damage. It was all primarily on that right lane. And she had damage to the back of her car, square to the rear, and Ison's car had damage to the front of her car.
Okay.
I mean, to argue that, yeah, my car was, on the bike lane, not optimistically, not even entirely. Half her car would still be on that road.
Right.
Shouldn't have been there. This shouldn't have happened.
Well, let me hear what from Miss, I don't know, Mr. Tyler, if you wanted Miss Elia to testify.
Well, if I could just elicit some answers from Trooper
Sure, go ahead.
Rodriguez. Trooper
Yes.
Rodriguez, parked in front of Miss Ayala's car, there was another vehicle, correct? That belonged to Miss.
There was a car that was off into the turn lane, maybe a couple of 100 feet ahead.
And that was the vehicle that belonged to Miss Armero, who was listed as a witness. Kaylin Armero, you have down as in your report.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
And that vehicle, do you know if that vehicle was disabled?
That car was. That was the only car that was disabled.
And did you see Miss Armero? Did you see her and her passenger?
Yes, I did. I did speak to Kaylin. Yes, I did.
And she had a child with her, is that correct?
Yes, I believe that she did, yes.
And I have no further questions of this witness.
All right. And then a question, I guess, then is whether or not you want Ms. Elia to testify.
Yes, I believe she wants to testify.
Okay. Go ahead.
So
Miss-
the vehicle, yeah, hi, good afternoon, gentlemen, ladies. So the vehicle in front of me,
Miss Ayala, let me just ask you this. So when you were traveling westbound along Immokalee Road, what did you see that made you pull over?
so the reason that I stopped my vehicle and got off my car was because the car in front of me, which belonged to Miss Kayla,
Armero.
I think it's Armero, she was distraught. She doesn't have any tinted windows, so I realized she's distraught and that her car had broken down. So I got out of my vehicle and I told her,
Well, first of
wrong?
all,
You said-
where did you park? Where did you
pulled
park
over
your
to the
car?
shoulder. I pulled over to over to the bike lane, as the police officer calls it, and turned on my hazards. I apologize, I'm at work. And turn on my hazards to attend to the vehicle that I had broken down in front of me.
How far approximately did you park behind Miss Armero's vehicle?
It was probably about 5 or 10 feet.
And so you stopped as a good Samaritan to render assistance to her?
That's correct.
And she had a child on board with her?
That's correct. She had a teenager as a passenger and a small child, approximately 5 to 6 months old, in the back seat.
And so when you approached Miss Armero's car, you saw that she was disabled, and in order to render assistance to her, you then pulled over as close to the guardrail as you thought possible?
That's correct.
And then what happened when you exited your vehicle? And
She put her car in neutral, and her teenage child and I pushed her vehicle out of the way. And when I went to get back into my vehicle, as I was getting in the vehicle, that's when I got hit.
were you actually in your vehicle at the time when the other
Literally, I just closed
vehicles-
my door. Yes, sir.
And so you and Miss Armero's teenage child pushed her vehicle as close as you could to the guardrail?
Over
Or
to
the
the
shoulder.
right hand, yeah, right over to a little, there was a little right hand turning lane just up ahead, and we pushed her over as much as we could. Because she had a
And when
baby.
you when you first pulled over, how far was her vehicle in the westbound lanes?
She was in the middle of the road of that lane, of that third lane.
So she was in the lane to the far right?
That's correct.
I see. And then you just pushed her as close as you could?
Over to the turning lane.
I see. Your Honor, I would refer the court to the second section after 316-194-2, where it states that this section shall not apply to the driver or owner of any vehicle which is disabled while on the paved or main traveled portion of a highway in such manner and to such extent that it is impossible to avoid stopping and temporarily leaving the disabled vehicle in such a position, or to passenger carrying buses, etc., where highway conditions render such parking off the paved portion of the highway hazardous or impractical. I would proffer to the court that Ms. Ayala, acting as a good Samaritan, only parked behind Ms. Armero's vehicle to render assistance to her disabled vehicle, and because she also saw that she had children in the car.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. I'm looking at even under the other provision, it says that they have to leave an unobstructed width of the highway opposite a standing vehicle, which was there because you have two other lanes that were cleared. The problem that I see is that when you look at 316-194 and compare it with 316-1945, that one says that if you can't stop on a roadway or shoulder of a limited access facility, which we don't have here, or on a paved portion of a connecting ramp, except that a vehicle which is disabled or in a condition improperly driven as a result may be parked. This provision is not applicable to a person stopping a vehicle to render aid to an injured person or assistance to a disabled vehicle in obedience to the direction of law enforcement, or to a person stopping a vehicle in compliance with applicable laws. But that section talks about aiding someone who is giving assistance, whereas 316-194 doesn't say that in there. It just simply says that the driver or owner of any vehicle which is disabled, which was not Miss Ilaya's vehicle, but Mrs. Armero's vehicle. So it doesn't seem to make an exception for a good Samaritan at this point in time, other than the fact that she probably could have pulled her car in front of Miss Armero's car, and then, but that would have left them basically certainly subject to being run over or actually being hit by other cars rather than the cars being hit, which is even, I think, even a more dangerous situation. But being found guilty and the court imposing a sentence are two different things. So I am going to find that there was a violation, but I am going to withhold an adjudication of guilt, and I'm going to just impose court costs. And the difference I see with that between your case, Ms. Eisen, is that my recollection is that there was a quick movement, and I found you guilty of the careless because I think you were a little bit too close, so that when you made that right turn to avoid the other one, you never even saw the other car because you were so close to them. So that's the difference here. Okay. All right.
Very well, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rodriguez, I think you might have other cases.
No,
Yes,
Your Honor,
I have,
that's all.
All right, I'll get to you
I
as
have,
I can. I think that's it for you, Mr. Tyler.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Rodriguez, I'm gonna put you back in the waiting room, and I'll bring you out just as soon as I can, okay?
yeah, sounds good.
All right. Afternoon, Mr. Paz.
Good afternoon, Judge. How you doing today?
Okay. I've got, well, I thought I hit him. Yeah, I did. Trooper Hernandez. We'll see what we're doing with, this is your case with, looks like Alfonso Alba.
Yes, Judge. Oh, we just lost him.
Yeah, let me see if I can get him back on here. That's the way things have been going so far today.
It's one of those days, Judge. At least it's not a Monday.
No, it's not. It's close. All right, I don't know where he went. Let me see if I can find somebody else for you. Rodriguez, Nolan, you got mostly all troopers on yours. You got one Deputy McLean. Let's see if I can get him.
Yeah, the only non-trooper I saw was Corporal McLean, Judge.
I do have Corporal McLean. We can do that. This is on Domingo Castillo.
Yes, Judge. Good afternoon, Corporal. How are you today?
Hold on, his audio is not quite there. All right, Corporal McLean.
How we doing, Judge?
We're doing fine. Let me pull up the case here real quick. Morales. Efren Domingo Castillo.
Yes, sir.
Any amendments or anything of that nature to the citations that need to be made?
No, sir.
All right.
So, Corporal, I reviewed your documentation that you uploaded. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. The only thing that I saw missing was your training certificate. I'm assuming you have that.
I do. I thought I uploaded it, but I must not have.
That's fine. I know he was going a little bit quick here. We'll enter a change of plea, Judge.
Let me look at the record. Okay, nothing to care. Well, I got it at 54, so I mean there is a minimum mandatory on that, which would be well, it's not a mandatory on the adjudication, but I'm going to adjudicate him guilty. It's $1,000 fine and court costs. Let me make sure that the citation was proper. Yeah. So $1,000 fine and the court costs, do 90 days. He can work out a payment plan if he needs to.
90 days, Judge?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Officer Corporal McCain, and I guess that's it for you then?
That's it for me, Judge.
All right, thank you. You can be excused.
Thank you, Corporal.
All right. Thank you. All right, we have Trooper Hernandez.
Yes, Judge.
This is in reference to Alfonso Alba.
It's an unsecure load.
Yes, sir. I don't see a witness in terms of a crash. Are you able to go forward at this point in time?
Judge, I am not. I'm actually backing motion for dismiss. I would like to.
Thank you, Trooper.
All right, and, Mr. Alba, then we'll go ahead and do a dismissal.
Stay safe, Trooper.
Thank you.
Trooper, if that's your only case, again, you can.
It's my only case, Judge.
All right, sir. You're free to go then.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Let's see. Waddell, did I see him? Yep. All right. I got Trooper Waddell. He has a number of cases. Can you hear us, Trooper Waddell?
Good evening, sir. Good
Yeah.
afternoon.
How are you?
Great. Yourself?
All right. Looks like you got at least two cases here in reference to this attorney. I have Mr. Lugo Torres.
Yes, sir.
And let me see where we're at on that. Any changes or amendments to the citations before we begin?
No, sir.
Okay. We having a hearing, Mr. Paz?
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day. I'm sorry, Judge. I was on the new world. So, Trooper Waddell, I saw you uploaded everything. Thank you very much. The only thing I was missing was the log on Socor Reguet Lopez. I'm assuming you have that.
Yes, sir, I do. Everything should have been uploaded. I guess the individual that works in our office right now is on leave, so I try to send it to a few different emails. I have my documents.
Not a problem, Trooper. I know that you're routinely on and you're routinely prepared to go forward. Just making a record based on your testimony there. So both our cases are going to be changes of plea, Judge.
All right, on Mr. Torres, Lugo Torres, I'll do a withhold of adjudication on the speed of 175, court costs of 4-hour driver improvement school. On the seatbelt, I'll just do a withhold and the court cost. And on Mr. Surragut Lopez, again, a withhold of adjudication, 175 in court costs.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Trooper.
Thank you, sir.
You stay safe.
You as well. Thank you. I appreciate
Thank
it.
Any other cases, Trooper Waddell?
No, Your Honor. I believe those were the two cases I had today.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
And Your Honor, on the seatbelt, it was just the court cost you said?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
And let's see, Gabriel. Oops, hang on. The right one. Trooper Diaz. Let's see if he's here. Yep, I have Trooper Diaz. This is on Dela Cruz. Oh, I'm sorry, Dela Nunez.
Yes, Judge. Good afternoon, Trooper.
Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing?
I'm well, thank you. Yourself?
Doing good, thank you.
So, Trooper, I was reviewing the clerk's site earlier. I did not see any documentation uploaded when I was checking it this morning. It might have occurred afterwards. I'm just calling to make sure. I'm asking to make sure that your radar was calibrated properly. You've got the log, training certificate, everything that you're required to have.
Yes, sir. Yeah, regarding that, I was going to bring it up, Your Honor. I sent the documents last week, but apparently our court liaison is on leave and is still on leave, but I do have it even on my screen right now. If I can do a screen share or something like that, if you would like to see it.
That's not necessary, Trooper. Your word is good for me. That'll be a change of plea, Judge, on De La Nunez.
All right, I'll do a withhold of adjudication, $175 fine and court costs.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Trooper. Stay safe, sir.
Thank you. You all be safe. Take care.
Let's see, who else do you have? Trooper Nolan and Trooper Morales, who I don't see. Trooper Morales, which is unusual. I don't see either one of those signed in. So on Dela Cruz, we'll do a dismissal. And on Navarro Espinosa, a dismissal.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, take care.
That should be all I have. Take care. Always a pleasure. Stay safe, sir.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Your Honor, on Surragut,
Say it again?
A surrogate Lopez.
Yes.
That was a withhold.
No, that was a Waddell. Withhold, yes, sir.
And what was the fine?
175 in the court costs.
Thank you.
Let's see what other attorneys we have.
Hello, Your Honor.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
All right. Hang on just a second there, Mr. Trooper Truce. Mr. Mayor, can you hear us?
Yes, sir, I can. Good afternoon.
All right. And this is in reference to Vimorde?
Yes, it's in reference to Marcia Volmador.
Okay. Thanks.
Trooper, you have your paperwork on this and you recall the stop?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Judge, we would like to resolve the case today. I spoke to her a little bit earlier today, and just for some information for the court, she's a registered nurse. She does private home health care, so she drives a lot. She goes all around the state. She's a single mother. She has a 10-year-old daughter. When she got this ticket, she was coming back from Tallahassee. She was helping a friend who's had some kind of engine trouble. And was passing through Collier County on her way back over to our neck of the woods here on the East Coast. So if there's a way you can withhold, I don't know if the trooper has any input on that, we would appreciate it.
Pretty much the same input, same story that she told me. She did have a passenger in the front with her. The time, although it was the afternoon, based on the, let me just make sure here. Based on the location, it was on the alley. Not a lot of like traffic flow, so no egregious there. And she had good demeanor, so I have no issues, Your Honor.
All right. Looks like most of her issues were back in 2015. She did have a recent speeding in 2000, or end of December of 2019. When you look at it on paper, it doesn't look very good, but I'll do this, Ms. Samara. I'll withhold an adjudication, a withhold $175 fine with the court costs and an 8-hour driver improvement class.
That's fine, Judge. I appreciate that. I think she'll be appreciative of that as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Trooper. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I believe I just have one more with you, Your Honor.
Yeah, and I'm going to bring in the attorney here in just a second. And let me see, Mr. Rodriguez, if I can find him. There he is. Okay. Mr. Rodriguez, good afternoon.
Your Honor, good afternoon again.
And we have Trooper Charus is present, and this is in reference to Mr. Gaspard.
Yes, Judge, I have Trooper. Yes.
And Tommy, this is in reference to it's under Hidner is the case. It's Maxon Gaspar.
Okay.
20 TR 23494.
Okay.
Officers present?
Yes, he is, sir.
Oh, officer,
yes,
you have an independent recollection?
Yes, sir, I do.
And you have your calibration and logs?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, Judge, I'd like to resolve it. Officer, do you have any objection to a withhold?
No, this is actually, Your Honor, just like the other case we just had, same location, in the afternoon time, no issues, approximately the same speed too. And driver had good demeanor. I didn't have a chance to look at his David right now, but if he has a good record, I'm fine with a withhold.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
looks like all the, nothing since 2015 was the last speeding citation. They have slowly been going down over the time. So I can do a withhold, 175 plus court costs. I am going to require a 4-hour driving improvement based on the whole totality of this.
You said 4 hours, Judge?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. How many days to pay?
60 days.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Trooper or Officer.
Yeah. Yes, sir. No problem. And Judge, I think that's my last one with you. May I be excused, sir?
Yes, sir. You're free to go.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's see. Kogler. Who is doing Kogler? Anybody? Let me see if Mr. Mallow is representing somebody. Mallow, are you covering for Mr. Kogler?
No, Your Honor. Good afternoon. I'm covering for Mr. Hidner, my partner. Mr. Hidner has...
Mr. Rodriguez just covered for him.
Excellent. Good. That works out.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
All righty.
Bye now.
Bye. Let's go with Trooper Garcia. He will release.
Hello?
Yeah, Ms. Dorr?
Yes.
All right, if you'll hang on just a second then.
All right. Maybe.
Trooper Garcia, I'm looking for Rosalinda Manzano.
Pardon me?
I'm speaking with the trooper. Hang on just a minute.
Okay, sure thing.
Your Honor, on Rosalita Manzano, I'm showing it was unserved.
Find out. Release anything, are we looking to resolve the case? I do have at least one witness here. Do we need to have a hearing?
Your Honor, good afternoon. I didn't catch the first part of what you said. I'm sorry.
I was looking for, Ms. Dorr is here as a witness. I do not see the other, well, hang on just a second. Let me look. Sometimes people sign in under names if they're not. So,
Your Honor, I also did notice that one of the witnesses was not served. We would be interested in a resolution if the officer is okay with the withhold. We would be fine with resolving it in that manner.
Yeah, I have no issue with that.
all right, well.
And this is, I'm sorry, Your Honor, this is for because there was 2 citations to this, a careless driving and then a no driver's license.
Right.
I don't know which one this is for specifically.
Well, he's on both. I mean, I don't know. Not all that.
Just started.
Ms. Dora, let me just hear from you. If you would raise your right hand and be sworn for me, please. You swear or affirm the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And your screen froze up just in. Ms. Dora, can you hear us? Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear your response because your screen froze just as I was giving you a note. Do you swear or affirm the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, you may put your hand down. Will you state your name, please?
Paula Durr.
And Ms. Durr, this is involving a crash that occurred here in Collier County. Can you tell me what your involvement was in that crash?
I was a driver of the first car that the car was behind me hit.
Okay. And so this was a 3-vehicle crash, is that correct?
That's correct.
You were basically the first in line, and then everyone behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And did you ever see the driver of the vehicle that hit you?
No, they were too far back because my car had been moved forward by the car in the middle that hit us.
Okay. Can you identify either one of the two drivers that were involved?
I could, the one behind me, but I actually am, I don't know. I saw the young lady. I knew she had a baby, and I don't know, was she driving? I'm not sure.
No, I don't know either. That's why I was asking.
Since they're behind me, I didn't really see at the moment who was driving.
Okay. All right. Any questions, Mr. Belize?
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Ms. Durr. That'll be it then. If you're free to go, I thank you for your time and your patience. You're waiting for us to call you out. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes. All right. All right. Let's do the careless, and I'm going to go ahead and dismiss that citation. On the not licensed, I'll withhold. It'll be a $60 fine and court costs.
That works. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Trooper Garcia, you have more?
No, valid driver.
Yes, sir.
Is a CT case.
I have one. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm fine with you. I didn't know whether or not you had any more.
I think Mr. Gabriel Velez was saying something.
Oh.
Your Honor, I apologize. The other case is a CT case. Is Your Honor resolving that one also today?
Oh, you're right. I don't know why was that on my docket? Oh, I wrote down not licensed. I'm sorry.
No worries, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. It was just the one case. I was thinking there was two. Yeah. We'll, I did not resolve that case this afternoon.
I appreciate it, Your Honor. May I be excused? Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you.
Your Honor, I have one more case I believe you asked. It's for Martin Alexander Gomez.
Yeah, I see that there. That's Mr. Todd. I may as well bring him in. There's got a number of cases pending with him. We'll see what we can do. And Ms. Smith is present also on the iPhone. Good. Good afternoon, Mr. Todd.
Good afternoon.
We have Trooper Garcia Paz, and we have Miss Tammy Smith is present. This is in reference to Mr. Gomez.
Hi.
Hello. Hang on just a second, if you would, Miss Smith. Martin Alexander Gomez, 20 TR 28451.
Yes, Your Honor. We'll proceed to a hearing.
All right, Ms. Smith and Trooper, if you'll go ahead and raise your right hand, please, and be sworn. You swear or affirm the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
I do.
And you may put your hand down. Ms. Smith, this is in reference again to a traffic crash that occurred back on November 20th, 2020. Could you tell me, looks like Pine Ridge and Logan Boulevard. Can you tell me what happened or what you observed?
Correct. It was the intersection of Pine Ridge Road and Logan Boulevard. I was actually heading west towards town, and I was sitting at a traffic light.
All right, west, and that means you were on Pine Ridge?
Yes, I was on Pine Ridge.
Okay, go ahead.
So I was sitting at a red light at the intersection, and as the light turned green, I proceeded to go, and then out of like nowhere, this vehicle came.
I'm sorry, hang on a second. Hold on. I just now happen to see his name. Mr. Gomez is actually present. Let me bring him in. All right, Mr. Gomez, can you hear us?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Gomez, we have Trooper Garcia, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Todd, who's your attorney, and Ms. Smith, who is also involved in, if you would raise your right hand and be sworn for me, please. And do you swear or affirm the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right. All right, go ahead, Ms. Smith, you can continue. Ms. Smith had indicated she was westbound on Pine Ridge Road.
Correct.
All right.
So the light turned green. I proceeded to go, and I didn't get very far into the intersection at all. So Mr. Gomez was going through the intersection, pulling a white utility trailer. And there was no way I could stop. I wasn't going very fast, but by the time he went through that intersection, it just happened so fast. But so he ran the red light.
And what lane of travel were you in?
Out of the 3 lanes heading west, I was in the center lane. There was a vehicle on my left. I think it was a pickup truck and a van on my left side. So there was a turning lane heading south on to Logan. So those were on my left.
Is Pine Ridge at that intersection? I'm trying to remember. Is there a right-hand turn lane and a left-hand turn lane as well as the 3 through lanes?
Correct.
Okay, so there's like 5 lanes on that area then, is that correct?
Correct.
All right, and you were in the center lane of the 3 through lane traffic?
Correct.
And so the individuals that were to your left, were they both in the same lane, or are you saying they were stacked in the left turn lane, one next to you, and then?
That's correct. Yes.
All right.
So when I proceeded to go through the, at the green light, there was, I didn't see the vehicle. The way that I was staggered, I was sort of sandwiched in between these other vehicles, and it was to my left. There was no way I could have seen him coming, and by the time he got into the intersection, it was like too late.
And was your vehicle struck, or did you strike his car?
Well, I guess it was a collision. So I was going straight through the intersection, or attempting to go through the intersection, and he was going through the intersection. So I would say he hit me because he was going north and I was going through a green light. So the trailer actually was what hit my vehicle. So my vehicle, the whole front end was ripped off. It was disabled. It was not drivable. It was towed away. My airbags didn't go off, I think because maybe I wasn't going fast enough. But I mean, I was probably estimate, 10 to 15 miles an hour or so. But like I said, I didn't get very far out of my lane because the way that intersection is, so he's in the very right lane going north, and all the other lanes are heading west. So he was closest to where I was sitting. So that the distance between our vehicles wasn't very far, like in order to hit.
Did you suffer any injuries?
I was sore. I was very bruised for several weeks.
Okay. And did you ever see Mr. Gomez there at the scene?
I did.
And where was he at?
After we had, after that crash, he got out of his vehicle and came back to mine. And I opened the door and he said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "I believe so." And, I said, "Well, what happened?" And he's like, I'm sorry, I couldn't stop. And then he went back to his vehicle, and that was the only conversation I had with him.
Okay. Questions, Mr. Todd?
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Ms. Smith.
Hello.
You I'm going to ask you a few questions, and some of it might be repetitive. I'm just making sure I understand your testimony correctly. You were traveling westbound on Pine Ridge Road?
Correct.
Okay. And you were in the center lane?
Correct.
So that means there was 2 lanes to the right of you and 1 to the left, or 2 to the left?
2 to the left and 2 to the right.
Okay. And which direction was the other vehicle coming?
The other vehicle that hit me was coming from the south.
Okay, so it was coming from your left to your right?
Correct.
Okay. Now, while you were stopped at the red light, you were facing a red light, which turned green at some point. Were you the lead vehicle at that traffic light, or were you back a little further?
I was the first one to go as the light turned green. I don't know that my vehicle was any further, to the left vehicle, if it was any further up or back, or, but.
Okay. What I mean is, were there any vehicles in front of you?
No.
Okay.
No, I was in the very first lane. I like the front. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now, from where you were positioned, do you recall approximately how far away the vehicles were on the traffic? How far away the stop bar was on the vehicles traveling northbound? That's a wide intersection. I'll rephrase it. That's a wide intersection, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you recall how many lanes of traffic are traveling the opposite direction of you? I know that there's a couple lanes traveling your direction. Are there the same number of lanes traveling the opposite direction eastbound on Pine Ridge?
No, there's only 4, I believe.
Okay. And this collision occurred, was it directly in front of your location?
Yes.
Okay. So the other vehicle involved in the collision had traveled across the eastbound section of Pine Ridge Road, and the collision occurred right in front of where you were on the north side of that intersection. Is that right?
Can you repeat that again?
Sure, I'll rephrase it. I'll make it a little easier. I know that was kind of wordy. The other vehicle involved in the collision, it had to cross the eastbound portion of the roadway prior to getting in front of your position. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Is there a median in that intersection?
Yes, I believe. Yes.
Okay. Do you recall what type of median that is?
A median in the middle of the intersection? No. There's a median, between the westbound traffic and the eastbound traffic. Is that what you mean? I'm not sure what you mean.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. So there's a little distance in between where the eastbound cars are traveling as compared to the westbound cars. There's a little bit of a gap there.
A little
Okay.
bit, very little.
Okay. And you were stationary at the red light and the light turned green, and did you proceed forward immediately?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And you testified that you didn't get very far out of your lane. Do you recall approximately, what do you mean by didn't get very far? Was that a couple of feet, or can you give me some kind of estimate as to how far that was?
I was 20 feet, maybe 20, 25 feet.
Okay. Do you recall how much time had elapsed between when you started moving and the collision occurred?
I don't know if you can see the photo, but that's a photo of my vehicle in the middle of the lane, or the middle of the section, the intersection.
Okay. All right. I can see that's, how far would you say that? And that's where that photograph was taken, where your vehicle
drifted.
Okay.
Yeah. It ultimately stopped.
Okay. But in that.
So when I got hit, my vehicle, and I was sitting behind the line, waiting to go. So, I mean, I'm just anticipating, unless I go out there with a tape measure and actually tape it off, but I would think it's maybe 20 feet from where his vehicle.
About 20 feet of distance. Do you recall how much time had elapsed between when you started moving and when the collision occurred?
It was like instant. I mean, it was so fast. It was like seconds. I mean, from the time the light turned green and I went, from the time of the accident, I mean, it's just seconds.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Smith. No further questions.
Thank you.
All right, Trooper Garcia, go ahead, sir, with your testimony.
Yes, sir. On November 20th at approximately 11 in the morning, I was dispatched to a call for service in reference to a crash. The intersection that was marked or advised to me was County Road 896, which is Pine Ridge Road and Logan Boulevard. My supervisor, Sergeant Garcia, arrived, and he held this scene first. On my arrival, I did see two vehicles. If you would split or separate the intersection into quadrants, the vehicles were in the northeast part of the intersection, with the sedan style vehicle being more to the west than the vehicle pulling the trailer. They were separate. As the picture she showed, it demonstrated just how the vehicle was. It was facing northwest. I spoke to each driver, which they identified themselves to me. She identified the driver. I'm sorry, the witness present. I identified the driver that was present as well. He gave me his license. I identified him as Martin Gomez. She was identified as Tammy Lynn Smith, both by their Florida driver's license. The rest is, protected by crash privilege and as to what happened or what occurred.
All right. Questions?
Yes, sir. Trooper Garcia, in conducting your traffic crash investigation, do you recall how far away Ms. Smith's vehicle was from the stop bar and her direction of travel?
I'd say, if not 50 foot, and just above it. Again, because the crash occurred based on the crash evidence on scene, where the debris started versus where the sedan came to final rest, you can tell it was about 50 feet from the stop bar, which is approximately the size of one of the semi-trailers, just to paint an image.
Okay, that's the distance from the final rest to the stop bar, or the beginning of the impact?
The beginning of the impact is about 50 feet.
Okay.
From the stop bar.
Is that an estimate, or did you take a measurement?
I did not take a measurement. Again, it's just an estimate, and just to paint a picture, it appeared to be the size of one of the semi-vans, that they haul.
Okay. In your experience conducting traffic crash investigations, Trooper Garcia, how would you describe the size of this intersection? Is it moderately sized? Is it a small intersection, or is it a large intersection?
It's a large intersection.
Okay. Do you recall how many lanes of travel are in each direction?
I believe so. Which one specifically? It goes north. It goes all direction.
Okay, eastbound traffic on Pine Ridge.
Eastbound, I believe it has 2 left turn lanes, 3 lanes that go east, and 1 turn lane to go south. A turn lane to go south.
Okay, and do you recall how many lanes are in the westbound on
In
Pine
the
Ridge?
westbound, yes, there's 1 lane to turn westbound. There's a right turn lane, 3 through lanes that go east, and 1 left turn lane to go south on Pine Ridge.
Okay, and is there a median in that intersection?
Yes, there's a median on all 4 sides.
And Trooper Garcia, you testified you arrived after the fact. You weren't present to observe any traffic signal colors at the time of the collision. Is that correct?
That is correct, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Trooper Garcia. I have no further questions.
Trooper, were you able to review the traffic light sequences though while you were there?
Yes, I do. After every crash, I circle back and I stand at each light to see when they turn, from green to red. They're roughly about 3 to 4 seconds between the interchange.
So northbound, let me ask you this. Does the light northbound is when that turns red, does the westbound lane of traffic on Pine Ridge, does that light turn green right away, or is there a gap?
Yes. Like I said, there's about 3 to 4 second gap, and all lights turn red because the left turn lane to go south on Pine Ridge, that's an arrow, it turns green. The other lanes turn green as well to go east. Then that light sequences to red, and the eastbound lane or the westbound lanes remain green. All lights remain red.
Okay. Any redirect based or cross based on that testimony then, Mr. Todd?
No, Your Honor.
I don't know, Mr. Gomez, do you want to say anything?
Yes, if I may. On that day, I was traveling on Logan or on Santa Barbara, traveling northbound until I got to the Pine Ridge intersection. When I was approaching the Pine Ridge intersection, I believe I must have been like about 40. I was approaching the intersection lines or the stop lines. Is that what it is? I'm sorry. I noticed that the light had turned yellow, and literally I began to slow down as I was basically crossing the white lines. I started hitting the brakes. I started slowing down. I tried to get that vehicle to stop completely. I started honking my horn because I knew at this point I was not making it to a complete stop back at the line. At this point, I was in the travel lanes for the eastbound traffic. They all saw me. They stopped. Like I said, I was honking my horn and I was trying to stop, but at this point, I was just trying to get across the intersection and get out of the way. Unfortunately, on the westbound traffic lanes, when I was approaching that section of the intersection, most of all the vehicles there pretty much stopped except for Mrs. Smith, correct, right, Ms. Smith?
Yes.
And basically, it did happen. It did happen rather quickly. It was just the thing is I yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I crossed the intersection. I was trying to honk my horn and notify that I was in the intersection getting across, and the majority of everybody else pretty much stopped or saw me, and they stopped in their tracks. By the time I saw her vehicle approaching me, I wasn't sure if she was going to hit her brakes or not, because at that point she was by my driver door, or by my passenger side rear door, and within 2 seconds I felt the collision and the trailer swung off to the side, and there was nothing much more I can do at that point. I tried to veer out of the way and everything. It just didn't happen. It happened so fast.
Anything on the trailer? Were you pulling anything?
Yes, there was household items, I guess personal belongings for the for my boss.
And you were decelerating as you were going through the intersection, is that correct?
Oh yeah, well, it was like a mixture of everything, to be honest with you, sir. I slowed down. I tried to come to a complete stop, and then at that point, when I was in the intersection and I was in the danger zone, I needed to get out of there. So then I let off the brake, and then I just proceeded to travel across. I kind of panicked. Like at that point, I was in the intersection. It was and I just didn't know what to do, where to go. So I kept going straight. Like I couldn't turn off to the sides or anywhere, because I was going to hit a curb or something, and it was just one of those deals where I just, at that point, I tried to just focus on driving forward, and the collision occurred. Yes.
Okay. Todd, questions?
Yes, sir. Mr. Gomez, when you entered the intersection, what lane were you traveling in?
I believe there's 2 lanes going north. I might have been on the.
Let me rephrase the question. Was it your intent to continue straight or to make a left-hand turn or a right-hand turn?
Oh no, it was to go straight. I was going to continue going straight up to Immokalee Road.
And when you entered the intersection, what color was the traffic light?
To Vanderbilt Road. I'm sorry. What was that?
Are you having problems hearing me?
No. I was thinking of myself, and I couldn't hear what you were saying. I'm sorry.
Okay. Try to pay attention to your counsel's questions here. When you entered the intersection, what color was the traffic light that you were facing?
It was yellow.
Okay. Did you ever see a red light?
I did, because there's additional.
Where were you when you saw the red light?
I was past the white line, and it was that intersection has 2 sets of lights. It has the lights up front, and then it has
the lights facing you. I'm talking about.
Yes.
I'm defending a charge against you, not a charge against somebody in another road here.
No.
And it was your intent in entering this intersection to continue straight?
Yes.
Okay. Where was your vehicle when the collision? I'll withdraw that question. Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Okay. All right, Mr. Gomez. Obviously, I think, towing a trailer, sometimes your stopping ability is certainly reduced, and taking that into consideration. I am going to find that you did violate the red light. I think based on what I heard and the speeds involved, that and the deputy indicating, or excuse me, the trooper indicating that there is somewhat of a delay, even if you're doing less than the speed limit, like 30 miles an hour. There's a few seconds, you're traveling 44 feet, 2 seconds, 88 feet. It's going to put you in there in the middle of the intersection. So I'm familiar with that area. The problem, as Ms. Smith found out, unfortunately, is that sometimes when you have all these cars stacked up to your left and you can't see who's going through there, it's sometimes better to kind of hesitate a little bit of that green. We haven't gotten to be like Dade County yet, where as soon as the light, just before the light turns green, they're honking your horn to go. A little bit of hesitation, and you'll be able to pull out and hopefully see someone. It seems like those other vehicles did screen her view. I'm sure she didn't intend to pull out and get hit, but in any event, just based on where your car was, or I should say your vehicle with the trailer, you were clearly in the intersection long enough that if it had been 2 or 3 seconds, you should have cleared it if it was a yellow light. So looking at your record, looks like there hasn't been anything of any significance. Mostly just driving with suspended licenses back in 2006. So we got 15 years of no violations, any moving violations. So I'm not going to adjudicate you guilty. I am going to impose a $150 fine. Court costs will be imposed in a 4-hour driver improvement school. And I'll give you 60 days to pay the fine and court costs. You'll need to pay that in a timely manner or work out a payment plan so your license does not become suspended, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Smith. You're free to go.
Thank you.
All right. Trooper Garcia, I believe that's your last case. And you're free to go too, Mr. Gomez.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Todd.
You're welcome.
All right, Trooper Morales. Let's see. Let me see if I can find. CCSO traffic unit. Traffic unit, CCSO. Hello. Corporal Byrd. All right. If we can get court liaison to wake up Corporal Byrd, that'd be appreciated.
Caught him napping.
Yeah, well, he's not who I'm looking for anyway, so let's put him back in the waiting room. Corporal Borchers, I do have, or I did have. There he is. Okay. Good
afternoon, sir.
Borchers.
Yes, sir.
This is in reference, let's see, we have Mr. Rodriguez Torres.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna need a hearing on this, Mr. Todd. I lose you.
Your Honor, we'll proceed to a hearing.
All right, Corporal Borges, if you'll raise your right hand, sir, and be sworn. You swear or affirm the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do, sir.
All right. Go ahead.
All right, sir. On December 8th, 2020, approximately 3:02 in the afternoon, I was doing speed enforcement in the area of Immokalee Road and Wildwood Boulevard. I was parked on Wildwood Boulevard. I was using a handheld laser. I observed a white dually pickup truck coming westbound in the right lane on Immokalee at a high rate of speed. I visually estimated the vehicle was traveling at 70 miles an hour. I lased the vehicle at 192 feet. The indicated that it was traveling at 71 miles an hour. Posted speed limit there is 50 miles an hour. After he went by me, I pulled out behind him as I was trying to catch up to him. He moved to the center lane, then the left lane to pass other vehicles before I was eventually able to catch up to him and conduct a traffic stop. I identified the driver by his Florida driver's license. and issued him a citation for 71 and a 50. And this did occur in Collier County, sir. And you should have all my supporting documents as evidence.
I have that in the court file. I don't know if have you had an opportunity to review that, Mr. Todd?
I have not seen that in the court file. I didn't.
Hang on just a second, and I'll put it up here on the.
I'm just curious if I'm aware of Corporal Borcher's certifications. I'm just curious about this particular laser device.
All right, that's the laser certification here that I'm showing.
Okay, I see that November 3rd. Yeah. LF4941. Okay.
And calibration on the vehicle. Not that that matters, but I guess this is the log.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Any further questions? Or any questions?
No questions, Your Honor. Nothing further.
Records. All right, then there'll be an adjudication, $175 fine, and court costs will be imposed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Corporal.
Thank you, gentlemen. May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, sir, you're excused.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Let's see, I have Corporal Mercado. This is on Cabrera. Trooper Mercado.
Good evening, Your Honor. How you doing?
All righty, this is in reference to, let me find the case.
It's going to be T20TR 28277.
Yeah, 28277, Daniel Cabrera.
Yes, sir. I'd like to amend the citation, if possible.
All right, go ahead.
Amend citation 316074 for violation of a traffic control device, that being the speed limit sign.
All right, let me look. Any objection to that then, Mr. Todd?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. All right, officer, if you'll go ahead and raise your right hand and be sworn for me, please. And do you swear or affirm the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead, sir.
On November 20th, 2020, at approximately 8:38 in the morning, I was working for Collier County Sheriff's Office, the traffic unit, on an unmarked patrol car. I was stopped at a red light on Collier Boulevard facing north with the cross of Golden Gate Boulevard. I still had the red light. Mr. Cabrera, he was driving a motorcycle, black in color. He made the right turn from Golden Gate Boulevard to go north on Collier Boulevard. As he did that, I had my windows down and I could hear the motorcycle revving at a high rev, and he was traveling at a high rate of speed in the left lane. I mean, he was passing signs and vegetation, and that's how I knew that he was going at a high rate of speed. I visually estimated the vehicle to be going at 75 miles per hour. I proceeded to turn on my overheads, went to the red light, and overtook the motorcycle, which came to a stop at the red light on Vanderbilt Beach and Collier. Motorcycle pulled over to the right on Vanderbilt Beach next to Mission Hills Plaza. I made contact with the driver, who identified himself by Florida driver's license as Daniel Cabrera. Immediately he asked if I knew who he was, and I told him I didn't. And he immediately told me, I know I was driving like a the letter D. And he also said that he was not paying attention. I asked for his driver's license. I verified his address. Went back to my vehicle and wrote him a citation for speed, which now I'm in the traffic control device for violation of a speed limit sign. And all this occurred in Collier County, Florida.
Question, Todd?
Corporal, when you made your initial observations of the vehicle, where you testify that it was appeared to be traveling above the posted speed limit, was the vehicle traveling away from you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What was the approximate distance when you estimated the speed between that target vehicle and your stationary position?
200 yards. I mean, he was traveling pretty fast.
Okay. Did you utilize any, I will draw that. No further questions.
So you would have had to gone through the green traffic light and well as Pine Ridge Road. You said you picked him up at not until Vanderbilt?
No, sir. Your Honor, I was stopped at a red light. I was the lead vehicle at the red light on Collier with the cross of Golden Gate Boulevard.
Oh, Golden.
He made the right.
I'm sorry. Okay, never mind. I was back at the Parkway. That's why I was confused when you said that. Okay, I got you. All right. I was wondering why it took you so long to catch up to him.
Well, he was in a motorcycle, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, well, that's not as far as what I was originally thinking. So I had you way down there at the Parkway in 951.
And I also give him a break. He didn't have a motorcycle endorsement either.
Okay. All right, Mr. Guevara, not the best of records. He may eventually grow out of it. Let's see. Traffic control. All right, I'm going to withhold an adjudication of guilt at a $60 fine, court costs, and an 8-hour driver improvement school.
Honor, could you repeat that one more time, please?
A withhold, 60 plus the court costs, 8-hour driver.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Sir, free to go.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
All right, let me run through here one more time. I don't see. Let me make sure they're not with the traffic unit. Corporal Bird. Court costs and an 8-hour driver from school. Corporal Bird, are you the only one in there in the unit, or you got somebody with you?
Just myself, Your Honor.
All right, I was looking for Corporal Moore. Not there?
Not in traffic, Judge.
All righty, I'm going to put you back in the waiting room. Sorry, I'll get to you in a couple minutes. All right, then let's go for on Hans Bano. I don't see him, so we're going to go ahead and do a dismissal then, Tommy.
Okay.
On 21 TR 2794.
Okay.
And on Peter Lewis Frattati, 20 TR 29534, 29568, also a dismissal. I don't see Trooper Morales.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, I believe that's it for you, Mr. Todd.
It is. Good afternoon to you, sir.
All righty, thank you. You too. Let's see, who else do we have? Mr. Shapiro, oh, not yet.
Good afternoon, Judge. Sorry, I was
Good afternoon. Mr. Shapiro, you're covering for someone apparently?
from my office, Miguel Cordano. It's
Okay, all right, I see that. Hang on a second. I do have the trooper here then.
Yes.
Or we did, if he's still here.
Hopefully.
And there he is. And Tommy, this is on Patino.
Okay.
The last name.
Okay.
You there, Judge?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the best for last.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, I wish. I still got about 7 more people to go through.
Well, mine is going to be a dismissal.
I could have called you that a long time ago. Sorry.
I wish you would have. Trust me.
Alrighty.
I'm behind on yard work.
Okay. All right then. Trooper, thank you. Be safe.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right. All right. Mr. Shapiro, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Let me get Mr. Hockman in.
I could have called you that a long time. I wish you would have. Trust me.
Mr. Hockman.
You're behind on yard work.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
Well, we'll hopefully make your wait worth it. On Sal Gamez, 21 TR 3713. I do not see the trooper present, so we'll go ahead and do a dismissal.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And in case number 21 TR 1098, Joaquin Palacios Moro. Again, it's the same trooper, not present. There'll be a dismissal there.
Thank you again. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you. All right, yeah, and that's it. I think that's it for you, or are you covering for someone else?
Nope, that's it. Thank you. May I be excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. Mr. Rodriguez. All right, Trooper Rodriguez.
Yes.
I do not see your witness, Ethan Balask, here.
Okay.
You able to go forward at this time?
Which one is this one for? Helfrich?
Helfrich, yeah.
Yeah, if there's no witness, I can't.
Okay, well, I just wanted to check. Sometimes there are, and
Sure.
All right, so I'm going to do a dismissal on that then.
Okay.
All right, thank you for waiting. Sorry, I could have gotten to you earlier.
That's okay.
All right, I just wanted to make sure sometimes people call in late.
Okay. I have one, just so you know, I do have one more. So, but you can call when you're ready, I'll take it.
I don't have you listed on any more of my cases.
Oh, wow. Okay. I have Helfrich, I had Ayala, and then I had Cavazos.
All right, we did a lot Ayala. Cavazos.
Okay. Yeah, right.
I don't think I saw that name. So that's
Victor Jesus Cavazos.
No, this is Helfrich.
Okay.
So Cavazos, it probably got continued to a new date.
Sounds good.
So I don't see that here. So you're good.
Great.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Goodbye.
So Tommy, on the dismissal again, it was 21 TR 992, Mark Thomas Helfrich.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Got it.
Okay. And let me do Corporal Shar. He was the first one to sign in today. We're getting close. Corporal Shar, how are you, sir? All right. Can you hear us good?
Yes, sir.
All right. Sorry to keep you waiting. If you would, raise your right hand and be sworn for me, please. Do you swear or affirm the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. And this is in reference to, let me get the name, Thomas Erico.
Yes, Your Honor.
And it's case number 20 TR 27992. All right, go ahead.
I honestly, I don't have a recollection of the stop. It was for a seatbelt violation. I'm going to have to dismiss it.
All right, sir. Thank you. Sorry to keep you waiting. If I'd known that, I saw you were the first one to climb in today, and I was waiting for the attorney to show up. So,
No, my apologies, sir, for not remembering. So,
well, that happens. I don't, it's a long time in between some of these, based on it.
a lot of stops.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much, and take care.
All right, Your Honor.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. And we got 2 Verderamos. That's probably the worst thing I heard all day.
We've got 2 Verderamo and 1 Carney, but they're all the same person.
2 Verderamo and 1 what?
Mr. Carney, but they're all the same person.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I put them all under Carney.
Okay.
There's an empty chair on that Verderamo. Let's put... Corporal Shar, you're free to, you can hang up if you need to, if you can still hear me.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, Judge.
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Is that your chair I'm taking a picture of?
You know what? I logged on. I'm going to log off on this, and I'm going to log on to my computer.
It looks like you're still on your computer. Maybe you could have a seat.
Let me turn off my phone.
All right. Nope, there you are.
All right. Sorry.
No problem.
Sorry about that.
Okay, we're going to do, let's do Mr. Lynn first, if you don't mind. I have Deputy Bird is present.
Okay. Judge, do you want me to make my objections now, or do you want to get everything going?
But they're all the same person.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I put them all in the Carney. Got your, can you turn your microphone off on the Zoom?
Microphone off.
Yeah, because it's, well, picked it up anyway. I heard it. Oh, no, that wasn't you. That was probably Corporal Bird.
Yeah. I don't think I have an option to turn it off.
Yeah, well. Corporal Bird, can you hear us?
Yes, Judge, I can.
There you go. I think that might have been you I was getting the feedback from. You guys are listening on the Zoom?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hang on just a second. Let me go to my court file. I'm sorry. All right. This is in reference to Ming Hao Lin, 20 TR 24811. Any need for any amendments to any citations?
No, Judge, not on my behalf.
All right. You had some kind of objections, Mr. Verderamo?
We can start the hearing. I'll just do them as we go. I mean,
okay.
I don't personally think the paperwork's in order, but that's fine. We'll deal with it as it comes.
All right. Well, I'll get that up then. All right. Deputy Corporal Bird, if you'll raise your right hand to be sworn, please. You swear or affirm the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon. On October 21st, 2020, approximately 3:51 in the afternoon, I was conducting stationary speed enforcement on Livingston Road near the Collier County Water Park. I observed a vehicle traveling northbound at a very high rate of speed. This is a posted 45-mile-an-hour zone. When I activated my LiDAR laser on that vehicle, I had a steady Doppler tone and digital readout of 83 miles per hour on that same vehicle. I pulled up. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Broke up.
I'm going to object, Judge. I'm sorry. I tried to object previously. I'm going to object to any testimony regarding the laser readings that were obtained, the exhibits that were provided. I believe there were 4 pages from Deputy Sheriff Byrd, and it does not include the log beginning and ending of his shift and showing any field testing by the laser. So I'm going to object to the predicate.
All right, hang on a second. Let me rotate through these things. Let's just go with, so you can see what I'm looking at. Hang on. I gotta move this over. All right, so.
We have 4 exhibits. That's the certificate from.
Yeah.
That is correct, Judge. I've got a copy of the 4 exhibits in front of myself in paper form also, and it looks like I did not submit my laser log for that day for this particular stop.
All right. All right, then I guess based on that, then we'll go ahead and do a dismissal on that citation.
Okay, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, let's do Deputy Perez. Any relation to the pitcher?
I'm sorry?
Oh, not pitcher, I'm sorry. Mr. Pugh.
No, I wish.
I think I actually had him one time. He didn't show up. An attorney showed up for him.
Yeah, the Dodger player?
On the alley, yeah. He was cruising. This is Alcaraz Pugh. 2 cases.
He actually has 3. I think one's going to get continued.
Yeah, with Corporal Cisneros.
Yes.
Yeah, Corporal Cisneros had indicated. So let me just go through that. I think that's under Mr. Carney's case.
Is it?
Yeah. You're Adam Carney.
Okay.
It's under his name. That's Tommy 20 TR 29094. Can we just continue that to another hearing date?
Okay, it'll be May 4th.
All right.
And Tommy, can you make sure I get notice of it?
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So then that leaves us with the other 2. And we have Deputy Perez. And let me see which case number this one is. This is 20 TR 28366.
Correct.
Before we get too far, then, any objections to the records that's been provided?
I do. Yeah, we can start, but I would object to the admission or testimony or any reference to this speed measuring device. I don't believe all the paperwork is in compliance with what we need here.
When was this done? November.
November 21st, 2020 was the citation, and I believe there was a
certification January of 21.
Yeah, there's the evidence was provided to me, email from the liaison from the sheriff's office on March 28th of 2021. from a Nicole Driscoll.
Debbie Perez, on these cases, and I've noticed once before that that's happened. You guys, when you send in your certification, it needs to be for the time that the citation was written. It looks like all your records here are for after the fact that I'm looking at. I know sometimes you guys keep them in your book, but you're not sending this one that we're looking at, and I'll show to you.
And it's also missing his radar certification that he's able to operate a radar speed measuring device as well. There's problems across on all the exhibits and lacking exhibits as well.
Okay, I have the certification if you want to see that.
Well, what I'm looking at now, see on your certification for the radar device, it shows January 6th of 2021, which is after the citation was written. So I needed the one that was before that.
Gotcha.
So I'm going
to. Yeah, apparently it sent the most up-to-date one, right? Because as you mentioned, it's all in the same record book.
Yeah. So if you could just in the future go ahead and send it to us later on. But for today, I'm gonna dismiss the citation. Not having proper documents. All right.
Okay. Thanks, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. And we have Deputy Stevenson.
I got objections there too, Judge.
All right.
Sorry.
That's all right. Let's look at what we got. Can you hear us, Deputy Stevenson?
Yes, sir.
All right. This is in reference to 20 TR 28364. What do we got here?
Well, on this citation, it was issued on November 21st of 2020.
Your Honor, before we get started, can I amend this citation real quick? I need to make a correction on it.
All right, go ahead.
I need to update the credentials to reflect my credentials. On the bottom, it has my electronic signature on it. However, it has another deputy's printed name there. I'd like to correct that to have my credentials in it.
Okay. You're not Corporal Sparcino, then?
No, I had to help him out on another traffic stop and forgot to switch the information back over to mine.
Okay. All right. Any objection to that change, Mr.?
That was one of my objections. It was the wrong deputy.
I think that kind of cleared that up.
Okay. My next one's going to be that there's no speed measuring device that's indicated in the body of the citation, and that's according to Discovery Rule 6.445. It specifically states that the serial number must be included in the body of the citation if they're going to rely upon any speed measuring devices.
May I?
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. With that, again, like I said, I didn't write in for a speeding citation per se. It was more for a failure to obey a traffic control device, so a sign. So therefore, didn't issue the I didn't submit the serial number for my radar unit. However, I do have the documentation for that. I just didn't provide it for that citation because I was trying to give your client a break.
That's a big break.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's kind of where I'm at. If we've got all this documentation, which doesn't support the citation, so we've got a conflict. We've got.
Now, I usually don't require that on a violation of a traffic control device.
And that's fine. If that's what we're going with, then the traffic control device is fine. But if we're take testimony, it's in clear violation of discovery rules if they're going to rely upon the documentation they submitted. And the reason for, and it's in the notes, it indicates so that the defense has they're not prejudiced in the defense of any information that's provided. So if we're going to go with strictly that, then that's fine.
All right.
So now that we cleared up the deputy issue and we cleared up that what the charging document is, then I'll plead no contest if that's the case.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Just curious, how did you sign someone else's name?
So on a prior traffic stop, I had another unit call for backup because his computer crashed. So he was trying to write a citation. So went to do that and then saw that it wasn't working. So I completely just backed out of it and told him, hey, look, you're going to have to do it the old fashioned way, man. You got to have to handwrite it. So I don't know if he decided to or not, but just when I went to go create another one, it auto populates whatever was last in. So like say if I were to write a traffic citation for the cross of Goodlet and Pine Ridge, my next citation I open, it'll automatically auto populate there unless I physically go in and change it without catching it.
Okay. Sorry to take up your time, Judge.
Oh, that's no problem, sir.
Provost, I'm sorry.
I get paid for it.
We all do, I guess.
Yeah. Except for Tommy. All right. I'll do this. I just based on his record, though, I know it's only a traffic control device, but I'm going to adjudicate him guilty on the plea of no contest.
Okay.
$60 fine and the court costs.
What was the fine, Your Honor, again?
$60.
Thank you.
All right.
I think that's it, Judge.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Your Honor.
Take care. Thank you, Mr. Ferraro.
Have a good one.
All right.
Bye.
Tom, are we good?
We're good. I will see you tomorrow.
Well, yeah, I guess so. We're still doing Zoom.
Yep.
Man, you got the short end of everything, huh? Traffic and small claims.
I sure did.
Well, we put a good word with you with Jill next time here.
I like to stay busy.